Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah wa alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Welcome guys. Today we're going to be discussing what is the meaning of God. Can this term God be used for other people? Has it been used before? And this is actually one of the strongest, from my own point of view anyway, Unitarian arguments. Why? Especially for the Christians trying to understand how to understand some kind of verses that are difficult for them. So, for example, when they hear other people are called gods, does that really mean the God or something like this? So, the verse we are referring to, and by the way, this is why I told you don't be going too much into the Bible. I told you guys, if you want to do like that with Christians, it's better to have understanding of the key concepts and then talk about that instead of fighting over how to interpret a particular verse. Because the moment you interpret a verse for a Christian, they will see you as you are the one forcing it. Okay? They will think you are the one forcing the interpretation. So they will say, why should I accept your own interpretation? However, that's why we discuss theology on this channel rather than interpreting verses. However, this verse is very important. Okay? And the Christians, they use this verse. So they go to John 10:30, I think, where they said the Jews were claiming that Jesus said he was God. Okay? So they said, no. He said something about, they charged him with blasphemy. Okay? So they said he was claiming to be God. So the Christians or the Trinitarians, they'll be like, you see, even the Jews knew he was saying that he was God. Okay, so they'll be like, the Jews knew, so why did the Jews call him God? They wanted to kill him because he was saying he was God. So they take the testimony of the Jews, basically, against Jesus. But what Jesus said after, according to this verse anyway, what was said is that, in that verse, he quoted something that is from the Old Testament, in Psalm 82, where human beings or other beings than God were called gods, basically. So he said, I said ye are gods. Okay, so what does this mean? It's talking about a time where some people were called gods. They are not the God of Abraham, no, and they are either human beings or even some people interpret them as angels. But any which way, they are not the God of Abraham, but they were called gods. So what does this mean? Does it mean that there are other gods or something like this, and we already believe there's one God? No, that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. That can other beings be referred to as God? And when you say someone is, this term that they use, like, are they really calling them gods or they are calling them divine? Okay, this is where it boils down to. Okay, because look at this. If God here means divine, it means divine because they have authority or goodness. Okay, so I can say this book, this scripture is divine. Okay, is related to God somehow. Okay, I can say that like is about authority. So the council, those men that were like the judges or the leaders of the community, that God gave them authority, they are also divine. Okay, in that sense, the prophets are divine. But they use this term of like God, but it doesn't mean they are God. Okay, they always make that distinction. But because if you were to say that, let's just say anywhere we see God, they are gods, then you have as many gods as possible. Even those people in Psalm 82 that were called gods, and even Jesus himself used that verse according to the John 10:34, that he said, ye are gods. I've already told you guys are, someone called you guys gods before. I am saying I'm the son of God, and you are making a big deal out of it. So the thing is that calling someone God doesn't mean it's the God. Okay, there's a difference between the God and God. Okay, God can be divine. Okay, meaning it's divine, but it doesn't mean it's like God in the real sense. Okay, so because you see the distinction there, the one that gives authority to people is the God. Okay, the God of Abraham. Okay, and the one that are giving authority, they call them gods. Okay, but it doesn't mean they are. You understand? I understand the term is confusing, but you have to rationalize it. Okay, you have to rationalize it. That, see, if you have someone that is giving authority using perfect being theology, all those gods that were giving authority, they are not like gods, they are just divine. But that term God, because we already use it too, and this is where all the problem comes from, by the way. This using this God loosely, it can cause a lot of problem, such that the Christians will later equate Jesus as God, just because maybe he was divine or something like this. So therefore, I just wanted to show you that just because someone was called God, it doesn't mean is the God. Okay, there's a difference between it, and this is just a problem of language, and that's where the confusion comes in. So I hope you learn something from this video. So see you guys later. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.